Hi everyone, how are you doing? This is your favorite host Sjsrana. Singh Rana reporting for July 7, 2023, time about 848 hours UTC. So we're looking at sun, and sunspots are facing Earth, and we see a lot of sunspots this time. So going by the historical events, this has been the major events where most of the sunspots are seen in a month, which was last seen 21 years back. So almost 2 decades back, we had this sort of cluttering of sunspots on sun. So as you can see from the graph, this is highest peak ever reached after 21 years. I've been predicting this all along. If you can go on my previous site, beforeitsnews, search by Sjsrana, you'll see why I was indicating about sun 10 years ago, which is in 2012. All my articles are published there. So we are facing a lot of CMEs directly facing Earth, and they have been released recently, also past 2 days. I've been predicting this event for last 7 days constantly on my YouTube channel, that we're going to see a lot of CMEs now. Prepare guys, and major CMEs also coming, which is X class, M class, X class are going to come, which is probably going to do some decimation on Earth. So this has all been predicted by me under hashtag MAY 2023 WPR. So right now we are seeing the peak, the crux, and it's going to grow, as I see, for at least a year more. So sun is going to do some sort of weird behavior, and we are all seeing it all around. Possibility of magnetic pole flip is not ruled out, as I've indicated, for hashtag MAY 2024 MRO. So a lot of earth upheavals, earthquakes, volcano, tornadoes and hurricanes are or will be seen across the planet. A lot of decimations and extreme climate, as I predicted all along. So right now the sun is giving the best flares to Earth, and it is trying to weed out the perverts, pedophiles, you could call metaphor moron rapists, who basically do things based on some metaphors, so they can do this metaphor dance with sun, and they'll get decimated soon. These metaphor moron rapists, especially in India, they are massive, millions in numbers, and what these people have been doing is metaphor moron have become rapists. So they are expecting delivery for sex India trafficking agencies. So folks, be aware. So let's go for major news now. First thing first, Meta launched Threads. It's like a Twitter app, text-based messaging app. This is one of the promised app by the Meta or the Facebook Zuckerberg group, and this has already caused a lot of uproar. Twitter already has started blaming that Threads is using Twitter's algorithm. Also, they have tried to set up a lawsuit, basically indicating that Thread application development team is using the Twitter application development team. So that's been going on, quite a debate on the World Forum of Internet. So, but we'll see this Thread app from Meta has already registered more than 30 million users. That's causing quite a concern, because just in a 2 days release, if it has reached 30 million users, you can understand within 1 month or so, they may be well crossing over 300 million. Well, that's just my prediction. So I don't know, because people are fed up with Twitter, not with Elon Musk after taking over bit, but before that people were fed up with Twitter. The Twitter mafia, the management was a mafia, complete mafia. They used to run their own policy, trying to clamp down on free speech on Twitter before Elon Musk took over. But still that stigma, that trauma of users using Twitter remains with them, and people don't join it. I myself was a victim of Twitter. They basically blocked my handle, which is @SJSRANA, since October 2019, just before the pandemic started, because I was predicting all these events. So the Twitter mafia blocked my Sjsrana ID on Twitter, and thereafter from November 2019 we see the world started behaving weird, and everybody was forced to stay inside without a speech. They became speechless. So folks, this is what is going on. These you must be very careful with these social media giants. They can sometimes become cartel, mafia. They can work for some political organization. Like India can ask them to shut down people, like it was done in farmers' protest in India. So there was a massive farmer protest of India. So India specifically asked a lot of handles of farmers to be shut down, to be shunted out from Twitter. It's like a political pressure from the nations who try to express their political muscle. But anyways, free speech remains one of the hot debated topic. There is a demarcation on free speech, no doubt about it. But basically, people have right to say. That's what democracy is all about. But India has some different view on democracy. It says democracy is the name used for making people fool, but the real thing is dictatorship. That's what people are saying here in India. That a lot of dictatorship goes on behind the scenes. So anyways, folks, we'll see how this new app from Meta progresses. I'm having high hopes, maybe 300 million users by month end. So July, August, by August end you may find it 2024. That's my prediction. I already have a handle on Meta, which was registered yesterday. Soon they gave the app, launched the app on the internet. So you can see my handle Sjsrana under meta.net. So you can see, and you can keep joining me, follow up if you want to, because I am already predicting events. I am already working for human rights and social causes. I have no personal gains to it. I don't want any sort of fanfare or pomp and show, because that's not my type. I'm more on a spiritual plane, but I'm going to help humanity to see what is coming ahead of time. So you want to join, you're free to join me. You can directly message me on Sjsrana, because as I've been telling, be aware, India's sex trafficking agencies are best in hijacking communications, sabotaging identity.
India Hate Crimes Episode June-July, 2023. The U.S. ready to help Eastern India Manipur state over killings in ethnic violence, the kids women getting killed mostly in ethnic cleansing agenda claims experts. https://www.thehindu.com/news/national/dash ready-to-help-and-ask-says-eric-garcetti/article 670500075.es. The violence and killings in Manipur are a matter of human concern, and the U.S. is ready to assist India in dealing with the situation, if asked, U.S. Ambassador to India Eric Garcetti said on Thursday. https://indianexpress.com/article/india/ambassador-eric-garcetti-manipur-violence-88024005/. Expressing concern over the ethnic conflict leading to unabated violence in Manipur, Eric Garcetti, the U.S. ambassador to India, Thursday said his country was ready to assist in any ways if asked. Counter-jibe from India elected representative lawmaker on the U.S. offering help. https://www.msn.com and money top stories never heard in as Ambassador Congress MP Manish Tiwari slams Eric Garcetti for Manipur remarks ARAA1DXXCE. Never heard in U.S. Ambassador, Congress MP Manish Tiwari slams Eric Garcetti for Manipur remarks. It's believed that India may continue watching ethnic cleansing agendas as right-wing Hindu political power linked to ruling BJP pressured to make in India Hindu nation claims experts. May 2024 Moro is predicted by Sjsrana military rule revolution new order. Therefore covertly they're trying level best to oppress ethnic minorities under guise of riots chaos panic. Experts asking military rule immediately in Manipur communal violence. Internet ban till July 10th for the state. https://www.telegraphindia.com/north-east/manipur-woman-shot-dead-president-rule-sot/sid/1950267. A woman was shot dead by unidentified gunmen outside a school in Manipur's Imphal West district on Thursday morning, officials said. India's indigenous hate crimes. 1984 mass killings in India. Many call it pre-planned orchestrated slaughterhouse. https://news.webindia123.com/news/articles/india/20307006/40965994.html. New Delhi, July 6, 2023 10:12:30 p.m. IST. The Rouse Avenue Court on Thursday issued a fresh notice to the in charge of the record room of Karkarduma Court to produce the trial court records of Pulbangish killings during the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. Rouse Avenue Court on June 30 summoned the trial court related to the Pulbangish case from Karkarduma Court and the CBI FIR in the matter against Congress leader Jagdish Titler. The CBI has filed a supplementary charge sheet against Titler in the matter. https://www.thehindu.com/news/national/1984-anti-Sikh-riots-court-issues-records-against-jagdish-titler/article 6705056 India continues unabated lambasting Canada over action of few right-wing activists in Canada. Uproar over India embassy misleading information and targeting ethnic minorities with ethnic cleansing agenda covertly. India government claims they have proof of hate speech from activists. https://www.msn.com and news other always taken serious action. Justin Trudeau as India slams pro-Khalistani activities in Canada. ARAA1DXRNZ. Trudeau's remarks came days after India summoned the Canadian envoy in New Delhi on Monday and issued a démarche over Khalistani posters in Canada naming Indian diplomats as killers. The posters carrying names of Indian diplomats are being circulated in Canada ahead of a pro-Khalistan rally in Toronto on July 8. World community asks India Gov. What's the difference between hate speech and genocide? Difference between hate speech and hate crimes? Difference between burning properties and burning copy of India Constitution. India goes ballistic in UNSC over Pakistan statements claims experts. https://www.hindustantime.com/world-news/India-Pakistan-politically-motivated-venomous-10168865552621760.html In his statement, Sharma also voiced concern over the dangerous and worrying trend in global terrorism of an increase in the number of children being recruited and involved in terrorism-related activities. Ukraine claims it has weakened Russia troops and advancements into Ukraine. Now NATO must step in to do rest with Russia falling failed invasion, humiliation for Russia leadership claims experts. https://www.msn.com NGB News World Russia-Ukraine War Live Zelensky asks for concrete steps on NATO bid as Ukraine escalates membership campaign. ARAA1DXF2X October 2008, crashed on Moon. Chandrayaan-2 launched an orbiter, lander and rover toward the Moon in July 2019, crashed on Moon again. World community claims fool me once shame on you, fool me twice shame on me, Chinese proverb. Chandrayaan-3 set to launch around mid-July 2023. https://www.space.com/india-stacks-chandrayaan-3-moon-mission-rocket-photos. Using threads from Meta, Sjsrana updates. https://youtube.be/noxkerfuo. Just 9 years old girl hunted by predator. Impregnating 9-year-old girl gets man life. The man found guilty of raping and impregnating a 9-year-old Ohio girl who later traveled to Indiana for abortion has been sentenced to life in prison. https://www.theguardian.com/world/2023/jul/06/9-year-old-child-rape-victim-abortion-Indiana-Ohio-life sentence. In India, mostly pedophiles in neighbourhood rape minor girls. However, mostly girls marry their rapists since girls are normally not allowed by India courts to abort baby from sexual assault. Therefore, perverts are marrying minor girls of their choice in India mostly after raping them. This is generic trend in India past many years. Sjsrana Surinderjit Singh Rana. https://thewire.in/women/gujarat-high-court-manus-maridi-rape-survivor-children-underage-girls. From gujarathicourt.nic.in New Delhi. While dealing with a plea filed by a minor rape survivor's father, for the medical termination of her pregnancy, the Gujarat High Court on June 7 said that underage girls in the past would have given birth to at least one child by the time they were 17 years old. Earlier, women of 17 had at least one child. Gujarat HC on minor rape survivors' plea to abort. Justice Samir Dave also said, girls get matured even before boys do, and that, it is their inth manus mariti. Meta Threads launched, Sjsrana on Threads app. https://youtube.be/wjwkphe https://one-world-press.wordpress.com/2023/07/04/the-us-celebrates-40h-july-movie-released-on-fastest-growing-empire-sex-trafficking-India-north-punjab-launches-anti-human-sex-trafficking-India-forges. Ukraine claims it has weakened Russia troops and advancements into Ukraine. Now NATO must step in to do rest with Russia falling failed invasion, humiliation for Russia leadership claims experts. https://www.msn.com, NGB News, World Russia-Ukraine War Live Zelensky asks for concrete steps on NATO bid as Ukraine escalates membership campaign ARAA1DXF2X. India marital rapes phenomenon. https://scroll.in/article/105829/y-Indian-law-protect-men-who-rape-their-wives. Sex trafficking in India, growing demand and delivery of females girls daily at night hours alarming. Sex trafficking crime nation India daily have millions of secret females girls used by perverts night hours delivery while few females dead after sexual gratification requirements of India males perverts. Mostly all India sex trafficking agencies goons surround targeted individuals' house residence for daily surveillance station and ensure sabotaging identity is done daily. Even if the nearby land house villas are unoccupied, India sex trafficking morons are seen around claiming some or other activities to befool world leadership. Sjsrana Surinderjit Singh Rana. Zero crackdown on sex trafficking empire of India. https://www.hindustantime.com/India-news/14-year-old-girl-dash-9-gang-rape-and-dash-in-dash-seal-char-assam-2-arrested-101688667947039.html. A 14-year-old girl died after allegedly being kidnapped and gang raped by 3 men in Assam, India. 2 have been arrested, while the third is being sought. 60-year-old woman in India teamworking barbaric rape and woman fell unconscious after sexual gratification requirements of creditors of India. https://www.firstpost.com/India/60-year-old-woman-abducted-by-auto-driver-on-the-way-to-temple-brutally-gang-rape-1283290-HTML. The woman lost consciousness due to the severity of the injuries inflicted upon her. Believing she was dead, both culprits fled the scene. Approximately 7 to 8 hours later, the woman regained consciousness and managed to return home late at night. School teacher found guilty raping 9th grade girl. Meena later threatened the girl that he would share the video online and fail her in exams if she told anyone about the incident, he added. https://theprint.in/India/Rajasthan-school-teacher-gets-10-year-jail-term-for-raping-minor-student/1658068/. World community asks India, can India land on moon this time not crashing? India claims 1.5+ billion population of India has best advanced technology and talents not found anywhere in world. Fastest largest human production factory of planet. https://www.nature.com/articles/D41586-023-02217-0. India is preparing to launch a spacecraft carrying a lander to the moon on the 14th of July. If the mission is successful, India will become only the 4th country ever to make a controlled lunar landing, after the United States, the former Soviet Union and China. The 6 billion rupee $73 United States dollars million mission, called Chandrayaan-3, is the second attempt by the Indian Space Research Organisation (ISRO) to land a craft safely on the moon. India moon lander third attempt. India claims this time they shall showcase world community India real talent in not crashing on moon this time. Chandrayaan-1, which launched in October 2008, crashed on moon. Chandrayaan-2 launched an orbiter, lander and rover toward the moon in July 2019, crashed on moon again. World community claims fool me once shame on you, fool me twice shame on me. Chinese proverb, Chandrayaan-3 set to launch around mid-July 2023. https://www.space.com/india-stacks-chandrayaan-3-moon-mission-rocket-photos. Using threads from Meta, Sjsrana updates. https://youtube.be/noxkerfuo. Just 9 years old girl hunted by predator. Impregnating 9-year-old girl gets man life. The man found guilty of raping and impregnating a 9-year-old Ohio girl who later traveled to Indiana for abortion has been sentenced to life in prison. https://www.thegurdian.com/world/2023/jul/06/9-year-old-child-rape-victim-abortion-indiana-ohio-life-sentence. In India, mostly pedophiles in neighbourhood rape minor girls. However, mostly girls marry their rapists since girls are normally not allowed by India courts to abort baby from sexual assault. Therefore, perverts are marrying minor girls of their choice in India mostly after raping them. This is generic trend in India past many years. Sjsrana Surinderjit Singh Rana. https://thewire.in/women/gujarat-high-court.
On India ethnic cleansing agenda or ethnic violence in eastern states of India, US extended help. It has started proclaiming that it can help if India asks for it to resolve this crisis of ethnic cleansing or ethnic violence. Mr. Gracity, the ambassador of US to India, has openly stated that it can help. It will try to resolve this issue because a lot of stagnation of this ethnic violence against each other is going to cause a lot of damage to democracy. Democracy is supposed to work on equal rights, equal status to everyone, and it's trying to foster peace, equality, and freedom for all. So Mr. Gracity has been very generous to give this offer. We don't know what India authorities will take it or will try to refuse it or refute it. Most of the time India tries to refute anything which comes as a finger pointing onto India, even if they are at fault. You can see at 1984 there was a genocide which they call anti-Sikh riots, where massive Sikhs were killed, ethnic minority of India, and still the case is lingering on in courts. And these political figures who were involved or bloodshed, or in the bloodbath, they were having active role, are still trying to roam freely and enjoy the impunity. So we'll see how this Manipur riots, where we see great divide between the communities ongoing, a lot of burning of vehicles, public property, damages have been done, almost 130 around people have been killed, mostly women and kids have been killed, slaughtered rather, and they also are facing a lot of displacement. More than 40,000 people have been displaced. It's a small area, small zone, but this number of displacement indicates there's a big issue of law and order and peace in the neighborhood because of the ethnic violence. Basically, this ethnic violence stems from the Hindu majority group, which has the stronghold there, and they're trying to oust the Kuki group, which is holding 16% of the population, mostly are aligned with Christian faith. So basically, they're trying to flush them out, sort of a thing, and the communal violence has been ongoing for almost 20 over days. So 3 weeks it's been continuing from July, June, all these events you can see. Catholic leaders say ethnic cleansing of Christians unfolding in India state. This is the report on the Christian Post media, where they're trying to give the ground reality of what's going on in Indian eastern state where ethnic cleansing agenda is undergoing. So folks, we'll see how it unfolds, but US has a very generous attitude towards India resolving on this peace, because it wants this largest democracy of the world not appear as a genocide nation or a dictator nation. So that will be a very damaging report if India turns or happens to become fascist nation. So a lot of help has been extended, and we'll see if this can be resolved. Okay, now first jump on to this moon mission. India has been trying to boost and have a pomp and show over this Chandrayaan-3 event, which is supposed to take place in mid-July 2023. and this is going to be their third attempt on moon. Basically, technically they say it's second attempt because Chandrayaan 2 was supposed to have a lander which crash landed on moon, as you are aware, in 2019. But this time in 2023, India is saying that it can show world that it has a lot of talents. India is the most advanced nation having advanced technology. That's what they want to prove despite the failure in Chandrayaan 2 mission. And also Chandrayaan 1 was crashed on moon. They say it wasn't intentionally because it was not supposed to land. So whatever the reason may be, but this is Chandrayaan 3 from India. And this has costed almost about 73 million US dollars to India to prepare this Chandrayaan 3 mission, and hopefully they are saying this time they're going to land. India is the largest population in the world, 1.5 plus billion, and many world communities are saying if they can safely land on moon, what are they good for? What are they doing? They have 1.5 billion population. So if India cannot come first or second level on Olympics world stage, then what are they doing? What are these people doing? Are they just having mass multiplication of population? So people are having some doubts, but I think India is going to clear this time that India has a talent. We see they are preparing well ahead of time, and India is already claiming that it will be having a successful mission. So we'll see. We all hope for the best, but let's wait and watch and see what goes on with this Chandrayaan 3 mission. We don't know how it's going to help the humanity. That's not sure, but the reason why India is backing or it's after this moon mission is for a political reason. Because see, the moon is unoccupied area right now. The territory has not been marked. So India also wants to mark its territory on moon. So wherever it's going to land, it's going to mark it as its own region. So in future events, it will try to drill, it will try to do a lot of explorations on moon, marking its territory. So that's the main aim of India. It's a political mission to basically build political maps and boundaries on moon. So wherever these moon landers will land, they'll try to claim that, and they'll have wars over it, perhaps on moon as well. That's what is going to be the end event. Anyways, folks, I want to just have a glimpse brief on this Ukraine war. Ukraine has been saying that they have been basically decimating Russia troops. Russia has made a lot of offensive in recent months, but Ukraine has been launching counter-offensive, and it's been asking help from NATO nations, and NATO nations have been providing Ukraine with advanced projectiles, military equipment, and these Stinger missiles, which is shooting down Russia's helicopters and Russia's plane. So we don't know, but I can only predict that this is going to be very fearsome and gruesome fight going ahead. It's almost on the last leg of the war outcome, and Russia is going to take its stake if it wants to eliminate maybe a nuclear weaponry also possibility. Anyways, folks, you can see my small clipping here, snapshot. I'm just trying to basically portray this my home flowers, these good lily flowers. You can see they're so colorful, so I had to just be very cheering about it. I was very glad to see them blossom. So anyways, folks, my IDs are mostly sabotaged in India. So most of the time people play metaphor games around my neighborhood to sabotage the identity. They just want to take the benefits. It's because I've been on the social media helping humanity from 2011. So you can see my rear glimpse. I'm accessing my car. I have a lot of equipments which I need battery for to generate power. So I'm replacing that. You can see the hours, date and time. But I don't get often outside because I'm mostly busy inside preparing for YouTube video contents, other contents, and spiritual practice. So most of the time is gone with spiritual practice. It's a rare sightings which you will see me anywhere spotted outside. Unlike other metaphor morons which are always seen around, and many of people say they're like running like beggars to grab females and deliveries at night hours. Mostly metaphor moron rapists are seen all around in the neighborhood. Perhaps some of them don't even belong here, and they just usually barge into the nearby territories provided by all India sex trafficking agencies. So most of their duties are to surveillance, constantly have surveillance over me, because if they can have a constant surveillance, they can manipulate the game and the outcome. The world community, the world leadership knows what's going on. It's only India which is trying to play this game and trying to befool that, oh no, we know this is not the real person or that's the real person. Well, I don't need to advertise anywhere. My writings, my sayings are all across the wall. from Before It's News 10 years ago, from 2010-11, constantly on different forums, even on Google+. I had a major loss on Google+, because a lot of my writings for 3-4 years were lost, which I had posted on very sensitive topics, because Google tried to commercialize it in the guise of commercializing it. Basically took away Google+, and all these writings and postings on Google pages were lost. So anyways, folks, be aware of these social media giants who basically become mafia, acting upon political nexus. So these social media giants are going to be a massive problem in time to come. That's why the tussle is going on with Twitter and the recently launched Meta Threads app. So all these things are just pointing to one thing, that people don't want free speech. A lot of nations want to clamp down on free speech because they get exposed. With people having a free speech, it's only going to expose the devil agendas or the deep state agendas of many states, especially these human trafficking, sex trafficking behind the scene, all these manipulation, mind play activities, all these things are going on, mind manipulation and whatnot. So always be aware of that and try to create your own peace of mind, spiritual practice for healthy mind, body and spirits. That's what I say. So as I keep saying, in India, it's very important that you least interact with people, because as I've been saying my personal point of view, 8 out of 10, every India population is downright corrupt, mostly morally, ethically bankrupt and pathological liars. Yes, these people, most of them, 8 out of 10, are pathological liars. That's the basic trait. So when they have to deceive, scam a person or sabotage identity, they are very good at it, and they are good at lying also. Unlike, we don't see those in US states. I've stayed in US for almost 10 years, working for blue chip companies. From 2001 to 2009, I was in North America. So in May 1999, I landed in the US for my work over there for blue chip companies. So folks, moving on to other main topic is the human trafficking. Recently the film has been released, which has been much acclaimed, film Freedom, Sound of Freedom, and it elaborates how the human trafficking is ongoing everywhere with force, fraud and coercion. Always remember, whenever you have third party involved, pimps or human trafficking agents or sex trafficking agents, you will always find force, fraud and coercion. Never fall for third party or pimp. Always approach people or person directly and try to communicate and try to say your point, because pimps are only going to ruin your life. They're also called sex traffic agencies in India, Metaphor MOR-ONS rapists. They're also pimps because in neighbourhood they are becoming agents of these human trafficking, sex trafficking, where delivery of females take place at night hours for perverts, whereas these perverts are playing the game just to befool the neighbourhood, and basically something to do with the sabotaging identity. So always remember, human trafficking has 3 main ingredients: force, fraud, coercion. Force could be a threat to a female. They may say to a female after entrapping, luring into a trap, that if you don't do as we say, whatever your lover is or whatever you're interested in, we are going to take it away. So that sort of threat they daily give in neighborhood to the females. Once the females approach the trafficking pimps, they start threatening them that, okay, oh, you have some mindset over this person, or you have some sort of relationship for this person, or some sweetheart. Oh, we're going to just make sure that you don't get it. We are going to murder that person. That sort of threat these people are giving commonly. So in the end, I'm going to leave you with the Thread app from Meta and my ID, so that you can avoid sabotaging identity, avoid pimps, avoid third party people in India. Mostly they are pimps. Okay people, I'll leave, take a photo. There is another row going from India with Canada. Apart from last time, it was India asking the illegal immigration of India migrant students to Canada to adjust them in Canada. This time India is having a spat over Canada with some 6 separatist group, they say, or pro freedom group. So Canada PM Mr. Trudeau has clearly mentioned that in Canada they exercise freedom of speech as long as it's not derogatory or it's not something which is abusive. However, India claims that all the separatists which are in Canada or the activist group are having the profanity, or they are using vulgar language against India. That's what India claims, and it says the freedom of speech doesn't mean that they must have the right to say, ask freedom. So freedom of speech means they should not talk about freedom. That's what India says. So in brevity, India says freedom of speech means do not talk of freedom. So India is always having some row with some of the other nation because it has very narrow view of freedom or democracy. The problem with India is since it has gone under many rules from UK British rule to Mughal rule, it has got very narrow value of freedom or very narrow vision of freedom. It doesn't know what freedom means. And when the freedom fighters were fighting in 1947, the Britishers were saying the same thing on India.
Nuclear war approaching #May 2023 WPR https://ownerworldpress.wordpress.com/2023/06/2016-India-Sex-Trafficking-India-India-Always remember Sjsrana never participates in Metaphor MOR-ONS rapists schemes tricks gimmickry in neighbourhood daily India, all India sex trafficking agencies MORONS hijacking communications cell phone daily of innocents to facilitate sex trafficking females girls in neighbourhood. Thanks, Surinderjit Singh Rana. When in India, always be aware of impostors, impersonators, pedophiles, perverts, trespassing morons. Many surveillance data and communication for stealing IPR neighborhood surveillance by impostors and neighborhood trespassing morons. #Sjsrana +918968107947 WhatsApp 6,239,428,115 mostly used by Sjsrana 70733979747 70733579747 #Sjsrana www.ownworldpress.wordpress.com Instagram.com/Sjsrana Direct messaging donations to humanity related work for this site click https://paypal.me/Sjsrana. Locale. X=N_US Google search #May 2020 WW3 YouTube search Sjsrana.